Welcome, welcome, welcome. Trivalent beings of spirit, mind, and body. Time for the Ask Doc Alkebulanese Solution Show, sponsored by Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation, also known as Proof. Its mission is to spread the Trivalent understanding noetics, featuring stand-up philosophy that includes anthropology, psychology, biology, metaphysics, medicine, psychodrama, comedy, and music through a genre called edutainment, educating while entertaining, coined by KRS-One. The host of this wonderful show is Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RN, MD, Met-D1, and myself, co-host, Dr. Hamida Rockman Woods, MED, PhD, Met-D2. Well, thanks to the power of the Most High and the kindness of the ancestors, we are here again.
Yeah.
And as y'all already know, I have the PH.
I have the M.
We both have
D's.
That makes us Doc
squared.
Now, we're hoping that you are trying to develop habits. And one of the things that we discuss is celebrating Kwanzaa or recognizing Kwanzaa on a monthly basis.
True.
We are now at
Kujichagulia.
This mouthful, y'all.
I love it.
It is the original order that Dr. Karenga created in Swahili is number 1, Umoja, number 2, Kujichagulia, number 3, Ujima, and 4 is Ujama, 5, Nia, 6, Kaumba, and 7, Imani. Now, Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods has reformed the order to make it more effective. And his order is rearranged by him, Dr. Kwaku L. Carlisle Woods, RNMD, Met-D1. Number 1, Nia. We've already gone over that for this year.
What is your purpose? That is the first thing you got to establish.
That's right. Faith.
And the next thing, you got to have faith in that purpose.
3, Umoja.
Yeah, and you got to bring all of that together because the Umoja gives you at least the collective group direction.
Mm-hmm. 4, 4 is Kaumba.
Kuumba. Right.
And creativity.
Yeah, that's creativity. Once you have your purpose and your faith is lined up, the unity is behind you, you are going to now be creatively inventive.
Now, Ujima.
Collective work and responsibility. If you do 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order, number 5 is automatic.
Then 6. Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia. I don't know why it was second when after you do 1, 2, 3, 4 in this order, you are self-determined.
Yes. 7 we'll talk about next month, but you do see it's the last one, Ujama.
Ujama.
Mm-hmm.
Cooperative economics.
Yes.
Again, you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all take care of themselves.
So let us give you some information on self-determination. Self-determination in Trivalency is the understanding of what you are, who you are, where you are, when you are, and why you exist. Or then you'll learn why you exist. Self-determination in Trivalency is acting with the intent to call on your ancestors to assist you, your own understanding, in completing tasks that you are responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
okay, now I want to add just one thing of that. If anybody who has seen Sinners, the movie, and in the movie, there's an explanation of music calling on ancestors.
Yes.
And this is the reason that the vampire wants young preacher boy Sammy. Because his music, Alkebulanese music, is spiritual.
Yes.
And it invokes spiritual energies that he wanted to utilize.
That's right. So, in the Akan Ghanaian language of Twi, we first want to give recognition to the Akan spirituality before we move any further.
Absolutely. We are selected and chosen by the people of Larte, Ghana. I am their chief, and my wife is
queen.
Their queen mother.
So he would be in Kosohini, and I am in Kosohima. And we do have our full names, but right now we just want to make sure that Nana Operabia is mentioned.
Nana Akua Operabia is a person who, in the Ghanaian government, spirituality propelled her to say, we owe those that we sent away in slavery some restitution.
Yes.
And the least thing we could do is give them some of their own history, which was stolen by pink people.
Since our understanding of our being is deepened from the Akan spirituality, we wanted to use Twi as well as Swahili.
Yes.
So now.
Shout out to Nana Botway.
Yes.
Botway!
Yes. Yes.
Yai!
Yes. Shout out. Yes. So now, in the Ghanaian language, or the Akan Ghanaian language of Twi, self is pronounced O, H-O.
Oh.
Ho.
Ho.
Oh. And determination is pronounced Nsia. Nsia. Nsia comes from, comes from the word Nsia, which is the number 6. And it's symbolized in the Ghanaian language complete/perfection. We look at it as seeking for Mettah.
Which we all know is so much better.
Yes, Ashe.
Better go and get her.
Yes.
That's what the title is all about.
Raised to the challenge.
Okie dokie. Now, this is Prometheus Reborn Universal Foundation. That is the 501c3 that we operate that does this program. And we would like to inform you about our upcoming live show, our Juneteenth show, prior to the actual holiday, which is June 19th. We are performing at Luke Easter Park from 5 to 7 p.m. on the 13th of June.
Yes, imagine that.
2025.
Yes,
That is!
And we're going to give a shout out to our daughter Daia, because she actually created this flyer.
A wonderful flyer.
Yes.
And we're going to have the guest star there. In addition to the Hip Hop Trio Plus, we are going to be featuring OG Shangsta.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh my God. Now, that's coming up today. This podcast is going to focus on the promotion and marketing of the next phase of evolutionary development of mankind.
Yes, I should.
Now, believe it or not, that's the trivalent understanding noetics. This show is going to be primarily focused on marketing of trivalency. But we're not going to focus on the tools and benefits that we have listed on numerous accounts and other people have co-signed up one side, down the other. Instead, we're going to focus on the subjective complaints of people in today's world.
Right.
The specific problems that people have that they deal with various means and methods that are all directly linked to solutions.
We are moving past some of the slides. We don't need number 3, but would you put up number 4? Proof presents Tune edutainment experience.
Yeah.
Just so our information is up there for you all to see, to look at.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now,
Great.
let me tell the folks who have not been to any of our shows or our performances, an edutainment experience will change you. It will change how you see yourself because it will change how you see what came before you and how you exist. This will, as all of our performances do, give you some insights into you. Y-O-U. Your own understanding.
Yes.
Now, again, listed. We're not going to focus on the tools and benefits. Instead, we're going to focus on the subjective complaints of people in today's world.
Yes.
The specific problems that people have that they deal with various means and methods that are all directly linked to solutions of becoming trivalent. For instance, do you have problems resting at night? Now, I'm not talking about sleep. I mean the relaxed sleep that makes you feel rested, charged, and vibrant in the morning. That's the result of resting. That's what I'm talking about. When you rest, you heal, repair, and rebuild yourself for the coming day or night if you worked 11/7 like I did. I worked 11/7 in emergency rooms from 1972 until when I go to medical school, 1978? No, 1976.
Imagine restful sleep.
Wow. Yes. Do you have a problem obtaining that level of rest? In more than half the time that you go to bed at night or during the day. If you don't rest half the time that you're going to sleep at night or day, then you are not healing, repairing, and rebuilding yourself for the next day's activity. You need to ask yourself, in the last 7 days, have I slept restfully at least 4 of the last 7 days? If you have not, your body is in a state of what we call catabolism. That's the breakdown or elimination cellular cycle. Human beings and all life exist by something that we call metabolism. Metabolism is the balance between catabolism, tearing down, and anabolism, or building up. If you are not resting, you are in catabolism. Instead of the anabolistic, and that's pertaining to anabolism, or the build up or prepare portion of your cellular status level. You are not ready to face the next day. And it feels like it, don't you? You feel tired when you wake up in the morning because you haven't rested. Do you feel ready to take on today's challenges? Not really, because you haven't rested. This is due to one of 2 different types of problems medically. If it takes you more than 10 to 15 minutes to fall asleep, that we call that DFA. It sounds highfalutin, but all that means is difficulty falling asleep. And this is the problem that most people have, they get to sleep and they sleep about 3, maybe 4 hours, and then they wake up. And they are not rested because their rest got sidetracked by something from their subconscious mind. Anything that you have not dealt with, categorized, cataloged, and put away in your mind, any disturbing events are all sitting in your mind, your subconscious mind, waiting to be filed and categorized. And when you get to sleep, when you get to stage 3 or rapid eye movement sleep, your subconscious comes up and all those things that you haven't dealt with, blink, are now presented to you. Are you ready to deal with them? If you are not, your subconscious mind has a very, very quick and easy way of getting all of these disturbing things off of your mind. It falls back and your conscious mind comes back up. You wake You don't know why you woke up. You don't have a real strong urge to go to the toilet, but it's there because you've been sleeping for 3-4 hours. But the real reason you woke up, we call that EMA, early morning awakening. And that's due to a stressor you have not dealt with. It is a spiritual stressor, and it is putting stress from your spirit on your mind, and through the stress on your mind, it is influencing how your body behaves. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, that's directly a problem that the Trivalency and its understanding of your subconscious pathways allows you to not only take on, but very, very successfully deal with, and quickly, too. Mm-hmm. Now, I never had access to such information, and I kept wondering when I was younger when they were going to be teaching me those things in school. As I have told many people, my mother jacked me up because she was in her last year of nursing school, and when I was born, she was going through her nursing last year, first in Wolf, Anatomy and Physiology, and Psychology in Health Today. Those were the books my mother was primarily reading to me as a day-old, week-old, month-old, however old infant. Whenever she took me to her breast to breastfeed me, she had this book that she would be reading, and she would be taking her finger and tracing the words and looking at me to see if I was following along. If there was a picture, she talked about the picture and described what it was about. I thought that's what life was. I thought life was getting fed physically and getting fed spiritually and emotionally. So when I started school, I expected them to do some of those same things, but go into further depth and detail. Yeah. And they never did. Yeah. And I kept expecting that, and I couldn't. I kept trying to go to school and get that lesson, couldn't get it. I said, well, that's what high school's for. High school. Yeah, maybe that's what. So I went to high school. They didn't touch any of those things. I tried to get it there, couldn't get it. Well, maybe professional school. Went to nursing school, nope, couldn't get it. Went to medical school, nope, couldn't get it. Went to all sorts of metaphysics courses, and finally had to end up writing it up myself and getting nominated for that $10 million X Prize. Mm-hmm. But for most of my life, I was trying to get the understandings of my functional ability, and I never could get it. Mm. So, the Hip Hop Trio Plus, in conjunction with the Manjees, ended up writing a little song about it that the Manjees put a cartoon to. And it's called Can't Get. Peep this, y'all.
When you're going through this thing called life, you're going to have a great number of opportunities, and you're going to have some challenges. In those opportunities and those challenges, you may not be able to get everything that you want, but you should always try to get what you need.
You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want.
But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Now we're all here for the celebration, trying to find out my own creation, how to learn from my imagination, finding truth, my only liberation. Yeah. You can't always get what you want. You can't
always get what you want. Always get what you want.
But if you try sometimes, you know you just might find you get what you need. So we find ourselves without the spirit, trying with mind and body just to feel it. We train, then work to make our money. Without purpose, we're feeling kind of funny, and not the ha-ha kind. Cause you can't always get what you want. You really can't. Can't always
Always get
get. But if you try sometimes, you know you just might find you get what you need. So finally, I thought I tried this today. Understanding, you know, it taught me the way I say no fooling. Now believe what you want, it's your decision. But I know the way without collision. Cause you can't always get what you want. No.
always get what you want.
Sometimes get it that way.
Always get
You
what you
sometimes
want.
can't get it another way that you can. And I try sometimes. Just sometimes get what you need. You get what you need. You get what you need. Ha ha. Oh yeah. That's can't get. And boy, the Manji's laid it out. Okay, y'all.
And if you're listening, please give us a thumbs up, a like, a comment, share. And if you haven't subscribed, do that.
Do that too. Now, we're talking about problems that people have that might send them for solutions to the trivalent understanding noetics. One of the major problems infecting the whole world, but America especially, is people being overweight. Now, let me tell you how to lose about 50 pounds in about a month and a half. And you do not have to change one thing that you are eating. Not one thing is changed. All you have to change is how you eat it. Now, as a child growing up in a large family with 11 children and not a whole bunch of money, we had to eat as much as we could, as whenever we could. But we were trained to eat all of the food on your plate and then you drink whatever liquid is there.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That is unphysiologic, because the whole purpose of you consuming foods is to make proteins, carbohydrates, and fats water soluble. All of the chewing, the saliva, the stomach acid, all the enzymes in your intestines are to make these things go into solution with water. The sooner you put water in, the better, because the only two things that are absorbed from your stomach is water and alcohol. So I ask people, everybody I know, to use water more effectively. This is part of the tools of the trivalent understanding, and this is how you use it. You sit down at whatever meal you got, and you start eating. and you mouthful of food, sip of water. Another mouthful of food, sip of water. After every mouthful of food, you take a sip of water or juice or beer or whatever you got that's you drinking over here. This puts the food in solution in your stomach with the water. This causes whatever you were eating, number one, to absorb the water. Number two, to swell from absorbing the water. Number three, from that swelling to put more pressure inside your stomach to make you feel full. You cannot consume the same number of calories using this technique as you can using the technique my parents taught me. Because no matter how many calories you had, 750 in a regular good-sized meal, you will not be able to consume that whole 750 calories if you use water effectively. And you will push up from the table just as full as you've ever been in your life. And you will not be able to consume those same number of calories. But more importantly, using water effectively makes sure that this food is easily absorbed. So you are absorbing a higher percentage of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, which means you need less calories to function. Who taught you that? Because nobody taught me. I had to come up with it out of my own spirit. And putting it into practice, I have had report after report after report after report after report of the success all people who use water effectively experience. Another strange little thing, I see a lot of people out walking for exercise. They got on scrub suits or walking suits, jogging suits, stuff like that, and they're out walking. And I must tell, I ask everybody why they're out there, and about half of the people, about 3/4 of the females, say, I'm trying to get rid of this belly. Okay. Unfortunately, that's not how you do that. You see, one of the reasons I'm strange is though I look and talk like an average American male, I grew up in Southeast Asia. And they taught me the difference between the active muscles of your abdomen, rectus abdominis, internal obliques, external obliques. Those muscles move you. You have a whole nother set of muscles that hold you into a posture. And the Chinese call the center of this postural muscle your chan chen. And they say, pull it in and hold it. Pull it in and hold it. That is teaching those muscles the position you want them to assume. You have never done this before. So you haven't told the muscles, postural muscles of your abdomen, what position you want them to be in. So they're going to go wherever gravity takes them. Unless you utilize your chan chen and simply pull it in and hold it. Now, there is a time in every human being's life when they are awake and conscious but are doing nothing to benefit themselves. This is the time between you waking up and you getting out of bed. I use that time to hold in my chan chen and keep it there. And I'm thinking about what I got to do that day and how my plans for that evening, or I need to reach over and grab my wife and hug her real good. All that is going on while I am holding my chin in. I hold my chin in when I drive a car. Habit. I hold my chin in when I walk. Okay, I just lost my mind.
There's another one right here. Is that it? Can you hold it up to your mouth and talk?
Hello? Yeah, I can. Oh, there, right over there. I'm thinking. Okie dokie. So, yeah. Where was I at? Chin. Okay. That's what I was doing. I was going to show you my abdomen. Notice any bulges? At 75, this is the abdomen of a 75-year-old. And it doesn't look that way primarily because I practice holding in my chin.
It looks that way because he does.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it does. And it kind of functions that way too, if you know what I mean. Okay. These are the techniques that give you the trivalent tools. These are the techniques that gives you a spiritual anchor for emotional distress.
Imagine that. It's spiritual.
Spiritual anchor.
Yes.
Caused.
Now put your mic back on.
Okay. If I could find the clip, I would do just that.
Micah, try the next one.
Oh,
while
wait a
he's
minute. Here
doing
it
that.
is.
Try the next slide. That's it.
Here it is. Thank you so much. My brother.
Actually, go ahead and go back, and then when he says it again, we'll switch it. Thank you, Madassa.
Woo. Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Now put that back on. Now stick this back up under. Y'all. All the way up.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, for my next magical trick. Okay. I have my mic connected and fastened now. Woo! Trivalent tools. Spirit controls what the mind perceives. And when you have a spiritual anchor, you feel safe, protected, not vulnerable to spiritual attacks. And as a result, you have no fear. This is not something that many people in leadership positions want human beings to have. No fear. They want you to be afraid.
Yeah. Want to give a shout out to Darren Jones,
Yeah,
KK,
yeah, KK.
and Dana Perkins. Hi, Dana. Yeah, and KK too. Yes,
And
both of
KK
y'all. Thank
out
y'all
there.
for joining us.
Thank you so very, very much.
Just a reminder, if you have any questions, the number should be running across the bottom of the page, and you can call in. So go ahead, honey.
Yes, and there it is, called
Yeah.
at the bottom of the page. You just
Or you
my
could
wife.
text or leave a message on Facebook.
On Facebook,
yes.
that's right. We will respond.
And you too.
Okay. Now, when you don't have this spiritual anchor, you're going to have emotional distress. If you have a poorly functioning family, you're going to have emotional distress. If you have a disturbed childhood, you're going to have emotional distress. If you have a split household, mother going in one direction, father going in another direction, you're going to have problems like that. If you are racially or sexually disabled by this culture, you're going to need some spiritual anchors. The Trivalent Understanding Noetics tune is something that addresses problems that are not just spiritual, emotional, but physical as well. If if you have physical deficiencies, techniques such as vector augmentation is a tool of the trivalent understanding noetics. It can change how you function from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet in approximately 133 seconds. Beautiful, you have that, Dana.
Oh, thank you, Dana.
Please keep it up for later. We're going to try
All
our
right,
best.
Dana.
If the Lord says the same and the ancestors agree, we're going to be right there doing it.
We like to see that, the next slide.
Yes, please.
Decreased energy, you mentioned that. Decreased focus.
Right. Now, this is how you feel when you are not resting, when you are not spiritually anchored, and when you have very little purpose that's in your conscious mind.
And we apologize for the spelling. It should be an R there and the R is left out.
Right, that's our right. It should be decreased focus. Decreased energy, decreased focus. And look at the little sign above him, the guy, he says, I feel like I'm already tired tomorrow. Again, this was what I was referring to people who do not rest. When you do not rest, this is how you feel waking up.
Yeah.
You feel like you're already tired, and you are. Your body has never recovered from the previous day's activities. The damage that may have been done was not repaired.
Yes.
There was no increase in your ability to function muscularly because you haven't rebuilt your muscles.
Yes.
All of this can be solved in very, very little time with very, very little energy.
Yes.
Yeah, you got a problem with joints, decreased circulation, or any problems related to your lower extremities? All of that is almost instantaneously, or at least 133 seconds away from a very physiologically enhancing relief. Okay, again, the show focuses on the subjective complaints of people, things that they have difficulty being at peace with, things they have difficulty categorizing or are experiencing complete lack of memory for. Those are things that we deal with on a regular basis.
And though the R is missing, it makes sense, right? Deceased energy.
Right.
Deceased focus.
Energy is dead.
Yeah.
Focus is dead. You can
That's
say
for
it
real.
just like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you might not have been trying to do it, but you did it.
Yeah, they did
You're
it.
amazing. Thank you, ancestors. They make us make sense, even when we don't have the ability. Thank you, Lord. Okay. Decreased energy, decreased focus, answers to questions such as, why? People sometimes simply want to have the answer to why.
Yes.
Why did that happen? Why? They want reasons. Generally, the major reason why anything happens is it's time for it to happen.
Yes.
It will be time. Now, let me explain something that most people don't get a chance to ever understand. We are sent from a place that the Akan called Awuo into this reality to experience life. Now, that experience of life is really about experiencing time. There is no time in Awuo.
That's right.
It is always now. There is no past.
Bless you.
There is no future. There is only the present.
Yes.
We come to this place. We are born here because here there is time. There is past, there is present, and there is future. How is that necessary? Well, the Betta channel, we will thanks, please share, subscribe, and keep coming back. We love it.
That's it.
We love it. We are here to first understand the challenges that we face. Understanding is the first step. After you understand the challenges that living here on earth present to you, you must practice the solutions to those challenges until they become part of you.
And that takes self-determination.
It takes self-determination and also takes time. Once you have understood the reasons for these challenges and the solutions to take you through them, you have to practice those solutions until they become part of you.
That's right.
Once those solutions have become part of you, they're now your habit for dealing with those challenges. It is part not only of your mind, but your spirit. So that when you die and your body stays here, your spirit goes back to Owuo with all of the things you have learned.
Remind those listeners who have not gotten the definition to spirit. Give them that definition right now, please.
Okay. Spirit. Spirit does three major functions for humanity. Spirit enable, spirit protect, and spirit visualize or imagine. Now, this is how human beings function. Your spirit sends an image to your mind. Your mind takes that image and compares it to other images, goes back in its history, finds out as much as it can about that image, and gives that image a meaning. That meaning of that image, it sends to your body. What does my body have to do based on the meaning of this image? Do I need to eat? Do I need to sleep? Do I need to run? Do I need to hide? Do I need to fight? Do I need to what? Based on the meaning of the image your spirit sent to your mind. That's how human beings function. And we have done that for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, without really understanding the process, which has only happened in the last 10 to 20 years, ever since I started writing about it. Unfortunately, last week's show had a picture of me at the United Nations that I failed to even recognize that's what it was. But it was me at the United Nations Incentive to Innovation Conference at UN headquarters in New York, where I was asked to come as a nominee of the X Prize. It was at that point that we started to teach the world what humanity's basis for functioning was actually about. Okay. Decrease energy, time. They wanted to know why. They wanted reasons. They wanted to know what. Those are occurrences. These are your challenges to understand you. Yeah. When, okay, that why we went through, what we just did. This is when. I just went over that. I just went over explaining time to you. And the reason we are here on earth going through this thing we call life is because of time. And the use of time we as humanity make before we head out away from this reality into the one that the Akan called the Wu-Wo. Okay. Last but not least, where? What are you? A trivalent being composed of spirit, mind, and body. Who are you? You are descendants from ancestors that stretch back all the way to the beginnings of mankind.
Ashe.
When are you? Now. You are now. You weren't then. You may not be upcoming, but you are most definitely now.
Where is the history before that, right?
Where is the difference between a wuo and earth.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And that's what the where is about. I explained that to you just a
Yes.
few moments ago. The difference between a wuo, where the Akans say we all come from,
Okay.
and earth, life,
Okay.
here, where we are involved right now.
So the history of development of mankind.
Absolutely. Okay, hopefully we can get Hussein and Hannah, who should be listening in, and give us some international touch from a different direction.
Well-
These are two people from Nigeria who happen to be friends of ours that we talked to about it.
Well, do you want to talk about our next classes that are coming up? Do you want to discuss that right now, or you want to?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right.
I wrote a book. I wrote a book with a strange title. It's called The Blessings of Slavery. And many, many people have came to me and said,
Imagine that.
Blessing of slavery?
Yeah. It was posted. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
And they would ask me, what blessing did slavery ever give? It's at that time that I asked, do you believe in a higher power? Just about everybody says yes, they do. And I asked them, okay, if you ask your higher power for a gift or an ability, say courage, would your higher power simply just give that to you, just drop that on you right quick?
Whoa. Dana, what do you feel? What do you think? Do you think the Most High would just drop it on you, or?
Or would your higher power put you in a situation or a circumstance to develop, utilize, or use that ability that you are asking for?
Yes.
Almost everybody says the latter.
Yes.
And that's the same thing that happens to our ancestors. Our ancestors, in the last month, the country of Germany, through its DNA research done on people who died during the reign of King Solomon, has established that the chosen of God, the people who were the chosen people of the Most High, were the people who were sent off into slavery in the Atlantic slave trade. Those are our ancestors.
Yes.
We are children of the chosen of the Most High.
Ashe.
But our ancestors had to go through some things. And God already knew that they were going to have to go through some things. Read Deuteronomy 28th chapter when God is talking to Moses and telling Moses that his people are going to have a real good time in this new land they're going to get. And they're going to become very successful, and they're going to forget about God. They're going to forget about the pact they had with the Most High. And when that happens, God said he's going to send strangers from far corners of the earth to take them away in ships with collars around their neck of iron. They will be hungry, they will be thirsty, they will be cold and shivering, and they will have to work for these other beings. Their children will be given away to these other people. The wife that you are betrothed to will lay with other men. This is God describing the Atlantic slave trade. He said going through that will cause them to return back to the faith that they have abandoned. And that's exactly what happened to our ancestors. They returned in whole heart to faith, to religion, to basically Christianity, though some were Islamic. And this was what our ancestors had to go through in order to appreciate freedom, liberty, education, faith, appreciation. They had lost all of those things. And it was the institution of slavery that made our ancestors into artists. They became artists in every sense of the word, in music, dance, singing, playing instruments, dress, food. Woo, 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 woo. Our ancestors created Southern cooking. They created Southern music, gospel, R&B. All right, we got a call. Oh my goodness.
We are so excited.
Yeah, we are.
So who we talking to?
Who we got?
This is Nana.
Nana. Oh,
Yes.
greetings, Nana.
Nana
Brooksway.
Brooksway.
Oh,
We
it's
were
such an
just-
honor.
We were just talking about you.
Yes.
Oh, well, here I am. You summoned me.
No, No, I must
did.
admit, I didn't do it. It was Kofi. It was Kofi.
Hey,
Kofi
Nana.
did it. There he
Nana.
is.
Hey, Nana, how you doing?
Yes. So I do have a question.
Please,
I do
Yes.
have a.
Give
I
us
do
a
have
question.
for you.
by all means.
Yes. So my question is, how do we get the older generation to acknowledge the younger generation into this learning and understanding without judgment and letting us have our space?
Yes, indeed. Well, this is not only a great question, it is right on point. At least to the largest degree, we teach the young to remember
Yes.
the past.
Sankofa.
And that's Sankofa
Yes.
going around. And to honor, respect,
Yes.
and appreciate their elders from whom they come.
That's right.
We not only teach them that,
It's
we
a
give
lot of
them
noise in the background, make it a little harder for us to hear you. Can you resolve that somehow?
Just turn your
I
TV.
think I might have to hang up.
No, turn your TV down or whatever's in the background. There you go.
Okay, that's David. Okay, Nana,
We're gonna finish with Nana first.
Yes.
we got David
Okay.
Owusu from Larte, who is just texted
Greetings,
in,
David.
and he says, "Greetings, my
Hey,
family."
family. Yeah.
And that means you too.
Is she still there?
Is she
Are you
still there? Nana? She hung up. Okay.
Oh.
Well, anyway, Nana, David Apia Owusu
Yes.
is saying, "Greetings, my family," and
Yes, yes,
that
yes.
means you.
And you
You
can.
are part of our family.
Yeah. You're gonna finish explaining, honey. She's
Yes.
gonna listen.
We teach them to honor, respect, acknowledge, and appreciate those who they come from.
Yes.
Because it is only through those that they exist at all.
Yes.
But we also teach them a lot of the things that our ancestors, our older folks, went through as challenges,
Yes.
and came up with solutions. They are where they are right now because of our elders.
Yes.
They would not be anywhere where they are now without the suffering, the challenges,
Yes.
and the responsibility
Ashe.
that our elders took.
Yes.
And not just assumed the responsibility, they lifted it.
Yes.
And we are at a higher level right now due to their efforts than we have ever been before.
Excuse me, Doc. That wasn't. I don't think that was Nana Botwe. That was another Nana because the number is not. It started with a 585. Nana Bote starts with 304.
304.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right. Maryland.
We
That's
didn't hear her.
another Nana.
Dear
That's another
sister,
Nana.
if you get a chance to, please type in your name so we would get your name right.
Yes.
If it's possible, please do that, or text it to us just so we'll have it.
Okay.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you indeed for the question. Now, back to our ancestors becoming artists. They were artists in everything they did. Just walking down the stroll. To the degree that the whole planet is copying us. In England, in France, in Germany, in Russia, in China, in Japan, in Brazil, in Argentina, in Australia, it doesn't matter. All of the youth in all of those places try to imitate us. They want to sound like us. They want to look like us. They want to dress like us. They want to sing like us. Strangely enough, they also want to have sex with us. That's why we are taking over this planet, as science says we must. The science called genetics says that dominant characteristics are dominant because they take over. This is dominant. Pink is not. And we are getting darker and darker and less pinkness. Pink has always been a minority. They say, we're a minority. Excuse me, isn't 3/5 of this planet this color?
Yeah.
3/5 is a majority. All right. Pink people are the minority. And a flyer for our next tune class. Could we put up the flyer for our next tune class?
What does say?
Right on time. Wow. And they got me playing down something in some.
And if there's any way you can move that icon for Ask Doc so we can make sure they see the full phone number.
No, yeah, that one. There you go. All right. Yes, y'all, you want your own understanding? You need it. I guarantee you, you will not only benefit from it, everything that comes from you will benefit from it. Your job, your relationships, your family, don't even mention your children. Oh my God.
If you'd like to RSVP for the class, our number is there, 216-375-2742 for Monday at 5 p.m. Also, just for Dana, we're here every Wednesday at 8 o'clock live. So we really look forward to you sharing, subscribing, make a comment. You already did. And like us.
Yes, please.
Oh, we love all of that.
Absolutely. Now back to the blessings of slavery. Our ancestors were blessed with all those things, and right now, they are the top artists in just about every field that you can name. Okay, my wife is pumping her pinky because of me playing the drums in the picture. I think that's
that's
Africa
him.
House. Yeah, that's me. Our artist ancestors paid a price for every art that they mastered. As all artists understand, no matter what the art, the artist pays the price. Hip Hop Trio Plus. Same song. Artist pays the price. Listen to this.
The artist artist pays a price, so you don't have to pay. If only you would listen to what he has to say. There are songs from wisdom, there are songs from hating, there are songs from loving, and there are songs from Satan. There are songs from lust, there are songs from pain. Some songs were done by children men, some are men insane. Move to groove on a lie one time. Move children to the right side. Advance children to the light. We're looking good. Oh, advance children to the light. Some songs will show you which way to go. If only you would listen.
Listen up.
There are songs will turn you on, show you how much is missing. Songs we're meant to listen to, be checking out the best. Good songs were sent to man from God to help us pass the test. Life is for learning, and the purpose is joining up with the Lord. 1,000 bodies needed, but your soul is never destroyed. Your love, darling, this is all you require. And all you want is a little understanding today. Sometimes songs can prophesy a warning from the master. Make your soul listen to him to make you learn it faster. The devil has a special plan to make hot songs for sinners. Then God will turn it around, make good songs for winners. Hey, you know some songs can corrupt your flesh to dust. The only song that you can live are the songs that you can trust. The artist pays a price. Oh, you don't have to.
Okay. Now, for everybody else, believe it or not, whatever your personal challenge may be, understanding and then learning how you function will give you a new way of living and a new life as well. Ask anybody who has ever been to any of my classes if they didn't have a new life after they came out to class. It is what you are here to pursue.
Yes. Now, right away, when this show is over, share as many people you possibly can. We're trying to reach the world.
We are
That's our
indeed doing
intent.
that. This is the next stage of evolution of the human species. When you are through the 3 levels of the trivalent understanding noetics, you are a meta being. And that meta is so much better. And that's what you got to go and get her.
Yes.
Meta.
All right, with self-determination, Kuja Chakalia.
Kuja Chakalia, she got it. And right now, that show overtime, and we got to miss y'all.
Yes, y'all.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace, which stands for
Proper education always corrects error.
Peace, y'all.
Love y'all.
Love.
Oh, you made it to the end of the video. Well, I am tired a little bit differently. I'm dressed as Baba Amwa. If you would like more of your own understanding, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
And go to the sites that we have listed around us. The Most High is good.
And the ancestors are kind.
Thanks
for having us on your minds.
Peace.